You don't need a fancy camera to shoot cinematic videos anymore. Your iPhone can do way more than you think if you've got the right setup. So in this video, I'm going to show you 10 accessories that'll instantly level up your video quality, no experience required. From a smoother video to better sound, each of these accessories will help you shoot like a pro without actually having a pro camera. And if you're thinking, where do I even start? Don't worry, I'll walk you through one upgrade at a time with the most game-changing accessory saved for last. If you've already got an iPhone in your pocket, you're already closer to creating great videos than you think. And you don't need to upgrade your actual phone. This is the iPhone 15 Pro. So if you've already got this, or better, you're good. You just need to unlock more of what this can already do. iPhones today are crazy capable. They shoot 4K, support external microphones, and even record in formats like ProRes, if you even know what that is. If you're using the right apps and gear, of course. And with the right accessories, you can take this everyday phone and make it feel like a real camera. Now, if there's one upgrade that every iPhone user needs, it's gotta be storage. We're using the Lexmark 120GB V60 SD card with Anker's USB-C card reader. If your phone has 128 gigs of storage, you already know the pain. Your phone is full of apps, screenshots, random photos, memes, and video clips you haven't yet put into your computer. And then one day, as you're about to shoot something, boom, iPhone storage full. Yeah, real bummer. This SD card and SD card reader combo helps you solve that in two ways. First, you'll be able to record straight to your SD card by using the free Blackmagic camera app. Secondly, when dealing with a lot of video files or even image files, it'll be much easier to take this combo and plug it into your computer rather than airdropping it for what seems like forever or even never. So you can get your files off your phone and into your computer and give you more flexibility to shoot by the time that you dump this SD card. So now your iPhone looks pretty complete. You got more storage, you have a more flexibility when managing your files, but how about when you film? By the time that you take this combo and hold it this way, you start to already feel for the next problem. Because once you start adding accessories like this SD card reader, you'll notice that your grip on the phone is a little bit awkward. This can work, but in the long run, you won't be able to shoot like this for long. With this creator grip, we can avoid having our wrist working overtime and feeling unbalanced and even shaking our footage. We got a nice proper handle for our one-handed control here, and we also have two cold shoe mounts for accessories like mics or even lights. It's got a decent weight in the hand, stable, metal, and works both in horizontal and vertical orientation. How you like that? If you're looking for a more budget-friendly alternative to this phone mount, Ulanzi also makes a smartphone mount. It just isn't a creator grip style. You'll still have a cold shoe mount and a tripod thread so that you have more stability, but at a lower price point. Now that our phone is starting to feel more like a legit camera with this creator grip, we can also improve the image quality of what's coming out of here. You know, similar to those Apple commercials that say, shot on iPhone. Well, this next accessory gets you closer to that. Besides stability, Sandmark also provides a way for us to improve our video quality by having dedicated lenses. And here are two of them, the 50mm telephoto lens and the anamorphic lens. To level up our image quality, we'll be using the Sandmark iPhone 15 case, which I have already, paired with the anamorphic or the 50mm lens. You know those Apple commercials with the shot on iPhone tagline? Well, this gets you closer to that. When we have the anamorphic lens, we're able to add that soft horizontal flare and wider field of view. If we use the 50mm telephoto lens, we're gonna get a nice natural blur and compression for portrait style kind of shots. And if you love the kind of cases that we have on already and don't wanna buy the Sandmark version, we can also get the clip-on versions, but I recommend the iPhone case just because it's smooth, it's sturdy, and the lens is locked nice and well on it without having to get too bulky of a case. At this point, you may feel uncomfortable with this setup just because we still have this SD card reader kind of like bumping out to the side. It kind of like shows that our phone is unbalanced on our creator grip. And you're right, although this setup works, it's still a little bit clunky. So if you want something cleaner and also giving more space to your iPhone footage, well, you're gonna like this next accessory. 128GB, it's good for casual and even professional cases. But once you start hitting 4K and 4K 60 kinds of videos, well, you may need more room. That's why we got the crucial X9 Pro SSD. This version happens to be the 2TB version. This SSD helps us to record high quality video without having to worry too much about space. Rather than having to upgrade our phone to more storage or juggling SD cards, you just have to go with a single external SSD. It's fast, compact, and we can directly record all our footage from our iPhone using the Blackmagic camera app. Same workflow, cleaner setup. Don't go out and buy this SSD yet though, because you might think I'm a little bit crazy. Because for our next accessory, you'll need to find a way to mount this on your setup without it still dangling. That's why we got this small rig SSD clamp that we could use for our setup. But not just for this setup, because we also have this kind of magnetic puck that we can attach right here. And it can attach to the back of our phones if it accepts a magnetic kind of mount. So if you want to have a more minimal setup but not have something like the Creator Grip, you can still have this mount like so with a magnetic mount. Put our SSD just like so, tighten that on there, and then plug the rest like so. But of course, use a smaller cable. But when we pair this with the Creator Grip, we can use the included cold shoe adapter here and thread it on like so. We got this mounted to our Creator Grip, and we got the whole rig tight, whether we're handheld or on a tripod or monopod. So we got better handling, better image quality, and more storage. But what if you want smoother and stable movement and you still gotta film yourself? Well, for that, we've got the iFootage Cobra V3 monopod for just that. We got it for smoother movement and having locked off shots. It's lightweight, smooth, and super easy to extend. It's excellent for low shots, stabilized movement, and locking shots off for horizontal means or tilting means, up and down. I got this here with the fluid video head, which allows us to be able to use this with other kinds of setups later, not just for phones, in case we decide to upgrade. As an alternative, we could also use something like a travel tripod, but that takes up a little bit more space as you have to spread the 3 legs of the tripod. At this point, we're pretty set up with our camera, but if there's anything that we still are lacking, it's 2 things: power solution and audio. And for both of those things, we definitely need this accessory, a USB-C hub. This USB-C hub is perfect as it has a right angle USB so that we can easily sneak that in beside our USB-C port and the Creator Grip. But it also has 4 USB-C ports, one dedicated for power delivery or charging, 2 USB 2.0 ports, and 1 USB 3.1 port. So our accessories can be used without compromises. This small rig USB-C hub expands our iPhone's single port into a full-on Creator dock. Now we're not only going to use this phone for shooting for 5-10 seconds of footage for the whole entire day. Let's power this thing. We got the Ugreen 100-watt power bank, which will help keep our rig powered during longer shoots and without having to unplug anything. I use the 100-watt version just in case for anything, but Ugreen also sells a 10,000 milliamp version at 20 watts. Because this thing comes with a pouch, I can go ahead and slide this on in, take my USB-C cable, plug that, and use the little string here, hang that on the side of my rig, and plug this USB-C cable up to the USB-C hub. Now we're powering not only our phone, but the rest of the gear while filming. And remember, you don't need all of this gear here right away. I built this up nice and slowly, one piece at a time. So now our setup looks good, feels good, but does it sound good? So we've got the Deity D4 dual mic for an on-camera mic that'll capture both front and rear audio, or just front audio if that's what you want. For this reason, this mic is great for vlogging, for reaction videos, or even just filming behind the scenes, or even talking head videos like this. There's no batteries needed, no syncing in post, just plug in and go. And because iPhones don't use mic jacks anymore, we gotta use this USB-C to aux adapter to make it work. I'll leave one in the description for the one that I use. So we're gonna go ahead and plug the adapter in here, and then you'd have to substitute one of our hubs here. And for this type of setup, we'll have to sacrifice our SSD and go back to our SD card kind of configuration. And if you're filming outside, it also comes with a wind muff. This kind of mic works good for close range audio and for two-way audio. If you're using this mic for filming in this kind of situation, being close to the microphone, then it's great. By the way, in order to make this work, you need a TRRS cable. Pretty much an aux cord, but with 3 rings instead of 2. Just make sure to plug the side with the 3 rings into the adapter. Then the other side goes to the output port in the Deity mic. But what if you want to move more freely in your environment and not be tied down to your camera. Well, that's where this comes in handy. The DJI Mic 2 is my go-to wireless microphone kit for clean and flexible audio with a built-in backup. I've used this for many talking heads, voiceovers, and even music. It always sounds nice and crisp. You get 2 transmitters with this package, but you could also get the single transmitter, and you also got the different adapters for USB-C or Lightning port when using it with a phone. And if you look closely, the DJI mic has a record button so that you can have a backup in case something goes wrong with your phone audio. So if I'm using the DJI mic, I can go ahead and disconnect this Deity D4 Duo, undo our USB-C hub, put that back on top, put our SSD back on the bottom, plug that into the USB-C hub, and then plug in our wireless mic at the top. And just like that, we got clean wireless audio with no stress. And when we're done using this, we can go ahead and mount it right on the setup because this is a magnet. Pretty cool, huh? Here's what we had before. Shaky handheld shots, no more storage, mic audio that needs crispiness like Macdo fries. Now, like 1, 2, 3, grip SSD mic, and now we have better control over how our videos look, sound, and get produced. It's still our iPhone, but it's starting to feel a lot more like a real camera. Okay, maybe it's still a phone. If you want to see how I actually use this kind of gear, tap this video right over here as I used it for a talking head setup.